He is old, standing in a field, but it's not a field of wheat or grass or dirt. It's bones, thousands of them, bleached, cracked, piled where they fell, however long ago that was. And a voice, not human, asks him one question: can this bones live? He doesn't answer right away, because to understand how a grown man ends up alone in a valley of the dead, talking to a voice out of the sky, you have to go back years. Back to the day he lost his home, the day he lost his voice, the day he lost his wife and wasn't allowed to grieve her. This is written down in Ezekiel chapter 37. But it doesn't start there. It starts by a river, in a country he never asked to live in. Stay to the end, because the answer to that question, can this bone live, might be an answer you need today, too. This is the story of Ezekiel. Ezekiel was a priest, born into it, trained for it. His whole future was supposed to be incense, robes, temple duty in Jerusalem. That was the plan. Babylon had other plans. The Babylonian army crushed Jerusalem and dragged thousands of its people into exile, Ezekiel among them. He ends up hundreds of miles from home, beside a canal called the Kabar, in a country that isn't his. Ezekiel 1:1 puts it plainly. He was among the exiles by the Kabar River when the heavens opened. Not in the temple, not in comfort, in exile, in loss. That detail is worth sitting with for a second, because if God's biggest move in this man's life happens in the place he felt most forgotten, maybe the place you feel most stuck isn't the place you're being ignored. Maybe it's exactly where something is about to start. The sky splits. A storm rolls in from the north, fire folding in on itself, light like glowing metal. Then the shapes appear. 4 living beings, each with 4 faces. Human, lion, ox, eagle, moving as one. Beside them, wheels within wheels, rimmed with eyes, spinning without turning. Ezekiel 1:15-21. Above it all, a throne, and on the throne, a figure, wrapped in a light, like the appearance of a rainbow. Ezekiel 1:28. Ezekiel doesn't stand in awe. He drops face down in the dirt, and the voice that speaks over him doesn't call him chosen. It calls him one thing, again and again, 93 times across the whole book. Son of man. A constant reminder, you are still just human, still breakable, still made of dust, standing in front of fire. Ask yourself, when life flattens you like that, does it break something in you? Or does it strip away what was never really you to begin with? God hands him a scroll, written on both sides, full of words of lament and mourning and woe. Ezekiel 2:10. Then comes the order. Eat it. He does. Ezekiel 3:3 says, it tasted like honey in his mouth. Then his voice is taken. For long stretches, he can only speak the exact words God gives him, nothing more. Ezekiel 3:26. What follows is strange enough to make you stop scrolling. God tells him to lie on his left side for 390 days, then his right side for 40 more, 1 day for each year of his people's sin. Ezekiel 4:4-6. He rations his food to the weight of a coming famine. He shaves his head with a sword and divides the hair into 3, burning a third, striking a third, scattering a third to the wind. Ezekiel 5:1-4. For over a year, neighbors walk past a man lying motionless in front of his own house, and none of them understand that his body has become the message. But nothing prepares them, or him, for what comes next. God tells Ezekiel something almost unthinkable. His wife, the delight of your eyes, God calls her, will die suddenly. And then this instruction: do not lament or weep or shed any tears. Groan quietly. Do not mourn for the dead. Ezekiel 24:16-17. That evening, she dies. The next morning, Ezekiel does exactly as he was told. No public tears, no mourning rituals, just silence while his neighbors stare, confused. Have you ever carried grief like that? something so heavy nobody around you could actually see it, where the only option felt like holding it alone. God later explains why. The temple, the delight of your eyes too, was about to fall the same way. The people would feel that loss the way Ezekiel felt his. His private grief became a preview of their public one. In a vision, Ezekiel is lifted and set down at the temple in Jerusalem, the one he was born to serve in, and what he sees there breaks something in him. Idols at the gate, elders worshiping in a hidden room whispering, "The Lord does not see us." Ezekiel 8:12, not realizing God is standing in the room with them the entire time. Then Ezekiel watches the unthinkable. The glory of the Lord, the visible presence that had lived in that temple for generations, rises up, pauses at the threshold, and slowly leaves. Ezekiel 10:18-19. God walks out of his own house. From outside the city, God tells Ezekiel something for the exiles listening. "Yet, I have been a sanctuary for them for a little while in the countries where they have gone." Ezekiel 11:16. In translation, it means the presence didn't disappear. It relocated to the people who felt furthest from home. Years pass. Jerusalem falls exactly as Ezekiel warned. The temple is gone. The exiles are convinced it's over, completely, permanently over. That's the exact moment God sets him down in the valley. Ezekiel 37:1-2 says, "The Spirit led him back and forth among the bones." Not a glance, a full walkthrough of the devastation. And they were very dry. Old death. The kind that's had time to feel unquestionable. Then the question, again, "Son of man, can this bones live?" Ezekiel doesn't say yes, doesn't say no. He gives the only honest answer left. "Sovereign Lord, you alone knows." Ezekiel 37:3. God's instruction sounds impossible. Don't pray quietly. Speak out loud to bones that cannot hear. Ezekiel obeys. A rattling rises across the valley. Bones find their matching bone. Tendons wrap them. Flesh covers them. Skin seals them shut. Ezekiel 37:7-8. Full bodies now lie across the valley, and still, no breath, no life. Just an eerie stillness that's somehow worse than before. So comes the second command, the real center of this whole story. Speak to the breath itself. Call it from the four winds. Ezekiel 37:9. Ezekiel speaks. Breath rushes in. Chests rise. Eyes open. They stand. Not a few, an entire army on their feet in a single moment. Ezekiel 37:10. Then God explains it plainly. "These bones are the whole house of Israel. They say, 'Our hope is gone. I will open your graves and bring you up from them.'" Ezekiel 37:11-12. Not just bones. A whole people who believed their story was finished, and a God refusing to let a closed grave be the last word. Notice the order. The bodies were fully formed, whole, shaped, complete, before there was any life in them. They looked finished on the outside, and were still empty. Sound familiar? How many of us look completely fine? Job, routine, image intact, while feeling hollow somewhere underneath. So, ask yourself honestly, what part of your life looks whole but hasn't felt alive in a long time? A dream you buried because hoping felt embarrassing. A relationship you already wrote off. A faith you quietly stopped defending. Later in the same book, God makes the promise even more personal. "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." Ezekiel 36:26. Not effort, not willpower, a surgery only he could perform. Ezekiel's whole life carries one repeated truth. God is never intimidated by what looks finished. But this story won't let you sit passive either. Ezekiel had to walk into the valley himself. He had to speak, out loud, before a single bone moved. Hope here was never quiet waiting. It was a voice raised over something that looked completely dead. And still, the breath was never his to give. That part belonged to God alone. Ezekiel's only job was obedience. The miracle belonged to someone greater than him. If you're walking through your own valley right now, a dream, a relationship, a faith that feels dried up, this is for you. Lord, breathe life again into what feels dead in me. I don't need to understand it. I just need to trust, you know. Amen. If this story reached you, tell us in the comments. What's your valley right now? And if you want more Bible stories brought to life like this, subscribing genuinely helps this channel keep going. Thanks for staying until the end.